What's up, guys? It's Bear, CEO of Refuge Medical, that company right there. We're talking about legacy today. Where did we come from? Where are we now? And then where are we headed? So Refuge was founded in 2019, 5 years ago, as of the time of this recording, in the midst of COVID, and it was chaos. And I mean, I'm sure you guys remember, nobody knew, is this the Black Plague? Is everybody gonna die? What's gonna happen? Businesses were shut down everywhere. Supply chain was falling apart. It was a nightmare. In the midst of all of that, from a preparedness standpoint, I needed a good first aid kit. And I couldn't find one that checked all the boxes for me. And so I literally took the lid of a pizza box and a knife, and I cut out a pattern, and I folded it into shape, and I took some duct tape and taped it all together, and I made one of these. And I sent that to a buddy of mine with $1,000, and I said, hey, can you make me one of these? And he sent back 6 of them, and I was like, these are banging. And that was the Bearfac 0.0. And I started asking around, you know, is anybody, I got some end user feedback from some friends of mine in the military. Made a couple of tweaks, made a couple of changes, some small orders started coming in, and then I asked my audience, hey, are you guys interested in first aid kits? And the answer was an overwhelming yes. And so I went to work for myself, yet again. I've been entrepreneurial since I was 17 years old, in my barn in Nowhere, Oklahoma, which a barn sounds cute. You probably picturing like a nice picturesque little hill and some trees, a nice fence, a little red building with white trim. No. This barn needs to be hit by a bulldozer. I was literally posted up with a table in the one corner of the barn that didn't leak, packing kits by myself for about an hour a week. And then as the company grew and orders kept coming in, we knew we had to get out of the leaky barn. And so my wife came on board to work with us. And then some really good friends of ours came on board to work with us. And then my neighbor came on board to work with us. And we had to find a space. And so we moved into a little town around here, had a little storefront, it was 500 square feet, next to a nail salon. The nail guy was great. What's up, Kevin? Love that guy. But it's 500 square feet. It's smaller than the space that I'm sitting in right now, just right in this media area right here. And we had one build table, one 8-foot Walmart plastic build table, and one metal rack that had cogs, you know, components on it. And I remember our goal at the time was to be able to get 50 Bearfacs in inventory. And that was our BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goal. Let's get 50 Bearfacs in inventory. At the time, we actually printed some shirts. This is one of them. These 11 hash marks were for the 11 lives saved to date at the time. We're up to 132. 100, I set that goal in 2022, on 100 lives saved was one of my 5-year goals. We have crushed that goal. All praise to the Father. And so we're in this 500 square foot space, like, we'll have an awesome strategic inventory if we have 50 Bearfacs in inventory. Well, you guys and girls kept supporting us, kept evangelizing, kept buying kits. Lives, more and more testimonials were coming in, after action reports of lives saved and aid rendered. The power of the brand was growing. So then we had to move out of the 500 square foot facility. At that 500 square foot building, our shipping department, we had a garden cart with sides on it, and we were a block from the post office. So we take the garden cart over to the post office and fill it with United States Postal Service boxes and petted envelopes, bring them back to the office, package everything, print out the labels, slap it on it, then fill the garden cart back up, and then walk back over the post office, scan every box in. They hated us. It took 2 hours every day to do shipping. That was our shipping department. And everybody did everything. Everybody wore all the hats. Everybody was fulfillment. Everybody was customer success. Everybody was shipping. Everybody was production. Everybody was website design. Everybody was media. Like, everybody did everything, because we were a little, small, tight organization. But we continued to grow. And we moved down the street a few blocks into 1,700 square feet. And when we got there, it was like that, you know, from Step Brothers, so much room for activities, you know. There's 1,700 square feet, and we went from 1 build table to 3 build tables. We've tripled production. And it had a rolling door on the side of it for a dock. And so now UPS or FedEx could pull their truck up to the dock, and we could just load boxes onto there. And we continued to tweak the website, continued to tweak the products. I believe we're on the Bearfac 2.0 at this point. Continued to hire. We developed an inventory system. My wife actually made our inventory software do stuff that the designer of the program said was not possible, to the point of this multinational, huge inventory company called my wife and was like, how did you do that? Tell me how you did that. It shouldn't be able to do that. And she's like, oh, I just tweaked your code, because my wife's amazing. And so we keep growing, we keep growing. We outgrew that 1,700 square feet in under a year. And then I was like, we got to have more space. We need more space. Well, the building we're sitting in now, I drove every road in this county looking for a building that would work for us, everywhere. I looked at all the MLS listings. I went and looked at a half a dozen different buildings. And J.A. Dudley said, what about that road over there in Spiro? There's a building right there on the main drag. No, there is not. I've driven that road a dozen times. He goes, it's right there. It's right there. I said, send me the address. And it was like the father wouldn't allow me to see this place until it was time. Pulled up, it's like, yeah, this will work. And so we moved into this building. It's 8,000 square feet. We got an actual shipping department now over there. We have sew shop right there. We have media here. We've got production and fulfillment over here. We've got administrative over here. And we were able to build this out into our place. And when we first moved here, it was another one of those, look at all this room for activities. Now we're stacking Connex boxes in the side yard so that we have room for inventory. Praise the Father. We have plans to build another 20,000 square foot building right next door. And in that 20,000 square foot building, we'll have inventory and backstock. The sew shop will have their own building. We'll have some administrative offices, and then we'll also have our Refuge classroom. Not only for Refuge training, which we started, I believe, 3 years ago, because I thought it would be criminally negligent to sell these kits to people and then not teach people how to use them, because possession does not equate to proficiency. You have to know how to use this stuff, and I don't want you just trying to figure it out the moment you need it, because we've got a time problem we've got to solve. And I don't want you burning time trying to improvise when you've got a purpose-built blowout kit in your hand. So we started Refuge training, traveled all over the country, trained thousands of people. We've had students in this building, where we also now train, from as far away as Germany and South Africa and Latin America and Alaska and New Hampshire and Canada, people who have just flown in to Little Nowhere, Oklahoma, to come and train with us. And we've been able to partner with some awesome instructors over the years to bring value to our customers, our students, for the preservation of life. And so when we build that building next door, we'll have a Refuge classroom in that building, not only for doing in-person training here, but also for our own internal use, because we've adopted a system where every Thursday we get together and somebody from the organization teaches the rest of us something, whether that's personal development or business development or tactical medicine or whatever it may be. We've had our mission statement for 5 years: to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experience the abundance of His provision and blessing. We've recently implemented our core values, and so now we have equal weights and measures to create pressure and accountability for everybody inside the organization, to make sure we're all singing from the same sheet of music and we're all working towards achieving the same standard, which is excellence. It's not perfection, because perfection is impossible with humans, but it is excellence. That is our goal: to be an excellent company that provides excellent products to excellent people for the preservation of life. And we've miraculously, through provision, protection, and blessing, ended up here in 2024. But we're going to build that 20,000 square foot building next door and turn this 8,000 square foot into production and fulfillment. That's the goal, to scale to that point, to be able to help even more people, touch even more lives. I mean, we have a customer base at the time of this recording of 39,000 people. That's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. When we started with one order and then another order and then another order. I have pictures from October of 4 years ago, where we had our biggest week ever, and we had all these bear facts to pack, and I had people come over to my dining room table, friends and family come to my dining room table so we could spend a couple hours packing bear facts, because we had 46 kits we had to send out that week. That was incredible. That's a light day around here now. Praise the Father. And so now, looking forward, where are we headed? That's where we came from, that's where we are. Now, where are we going? Because you need 3 points to triangulate, right? Where we came from, where we are. Now, where are we going? We're building that 20,000 square foot facility. My new goal is 1,000 lives saved. Notice that that's not a monetary goal. It's an impact goal. 1,000 lives saved with our kit. We're an eighth of the way there. Praise the Father. We'll get there, be it His will. And then we are also currently looking at land in the area where we can build out an actual refuge training facility where we will have our land to do what we do there, whether that's tactical instruction, medical instruction, tactical medical instruction, defensive driving, long-range shooting, everything from your basic intro to stop the bleed to week-long wilderness responder classes in the sticks out here in Oklahoma with bunkhouses and, on-site food preparation and opportunities for fellowship and classrooms, and that's the goal. And I want to be able to provide here for our teammates here a way for them to create a legacy for their children. I want their grandchildren to not have to worry about, how do I buy a piece of land and start my life, or what if I want to go to trade school? I want our people to be taken care of. And I believe the way that we get there is through having an impact on the kingdom for the Father's people. My dad used to have a plaque that hung in his office. It was a Zig Ziglar quote that said, if you help enough people get what they want, eventually you'll get what you want. I want my people to be taken care of. And I want you guys and girls on that side of the camera to have what you need for the preservation of life. God forbid, in one of the worst situations you may ever find yourself in, you're not empty-handed, that you have the tool set and the skill set to be able to intervene for the preservation of life. That's the legacy of Refuge. That's what I want to leave the world with. If I get hit by a bus tomorrow, and this is the last piece of content I ever make, I want to empower the kingdom of the creator of the universe for the preservation of life. And I think we're doing that. And I also think we're just getting started. There is not another company that does what we do. There are lots of other first aid kit companies, but there is not another Refuge Medical, because we are a peculiar people set apart unto the creator of the universe. I appreciate y'all like a whole bunch, like a lot. Thank you for supporting us in this mission, and I pray y'all have a blessed day. Shalom.